Hello, and welcome to Grand Boulevard Coalition, GBC, Drug-Free Community. As you know, our tagline is always most youth do not use drugs. Well, welcome. Our second week. We're back in the new year of 2019. And just a little reminder from last week where we had Miss Foster on the spectrum of PhD, working on her thing and what she had to say from that perspective about a drug-free community and how stress and everything have affected her and her life and how she pushed through and again on her way to getting her master's and on to getting her PhD. So I thought this week we'll do something great and let's go to the other end, somebody who's just starting off. I gotta have a Miss Perkins Walker, and she is a aspiring 8th grader, and she has done so much in from kindergarten to 8th grade that she makes me look like a slacker because I haven't done even half of the stuff that she does. But we're both in the same area, pushing through, working on drug-free communities, making sure her age group and her people are proud of her and work with her to do some wonderful things. And so when we bring her out, we'll definitely have some good questions and stuff for her. But as always, I always have to do a commercial break just to let you guys know where Grand Boulevard Coalition is doing something in the community, and it's going to be in the Bronzeville community. And let's go to the overhead. And just to let you guys know, last week I was telling you guys we were having a wonderful Your Life Matter event workshop at IIT, and it was going to be next Wednesday. And then somebody said to me, William, you know what? Why won't you wait and do that on MLK Day, where it'll have a bigger impact on students who are looking for wonderful things and ways to give back. And so they twisted my arm, and so I decided to go ahead and move it. So for all you guys who pre-register, you're already in the hopper for the new date, and hopefully you'll still be able to come. But we're going to be doing Your Life Matter for boys and girls ages 12 to 18. And yes, caller, you did tell me about we should go a little younger to maybe 9th grade. So if you're 9, 10, or a tween, feel free to also come with your parents. We have limited spots, so because of now that we moved it, we have only probably 15 more spots left, so make sure you go to the GBC website on Facebook and find out about signing up for it. It will be on Monday, January 21st, Martin Luther King Day of Service, and it will be from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And a lot of people say, well, William, what is the MAK Day of Service? So I looked it up and I got some wonderful information. So let me just tell you guys. Martin Luther King MLK Day of Service is part of the United We Serve, the President National Call to Service Initiative. It calls for Americans from all walks of life to work together to provide solutions to our most pressing national problems. And we'll be doing that again on Monday, January 21st at Illinois Tech Tower. That's at the corner of 35th and State on the 6th floor. And it will be between the hours of 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. And light snacks will be given. We're back. And look at that. Perkins Walker is here at the table. Oh my God. This young lady, and if I say anything wrong, make sure you tell me. She's 13 years old. She's a student at NTA, as you guys know, has been in the newspaper for a while under stress because the school is doing so well, but they wanted to close down the grade school and turn it into a high school. And this young lady here said, oh no, you're not doing that to my school. And got out there and was on the firing lines, protesting and talking and doing all the right things to help show how something like that would have an effect on the younger students that's behind her there at the school that would now have to disperse into other schools. And I heard about that. I'm like, I got to have her on the show because she's at that end of the spectrum and doing so much. And then I looked at her background. She's been on every show in the city of Chicago. Windy City Live, The Jam, The U, I don't know where else you've been, CBS
Pretty
probably,
much everywhere.
everywhere on the radio. And now she said, Mr. Penn, which I told her to just call me William, I want to be on your show and talk about what I'm doing. Well, she's here today, so I'm going to shut up and introduce Perkins Walkers and go ahead and tell people about you, a little something.
Hi, my name is Kayla Perkins. I'm 13 years old. I'm an 8th grade honor student, and I've been attending NTA ever since I was in kindergarten. And I've been there for 9 amazing years, and I gotta say my 8th grade years where I got the most probably exposure and helping be a part of a fight that we actually won. And combining that with what I already have going on in my life, it hasn't been hard to manage because I always fit time in to do what I need to do and then get that done and then still come back on what I love to do, and that's fashion and dance.
Oh my God, okay. Okay, look at you. I'm into fashion too. We might have to talk offline about that because my degrees is in fashion design and merchandising from college. So, like I said, you're following the footsteps of Miss Foster from last week and some stuff I'm doing. So, let's talk about how you put together and help talk to the aldermen and the different people about why they should not turn NTA from a
Elementary school
elementary school to a high school. And it was more so the displacing of the young minds that are being groomed there now would now have to be something. And that put probably a lot of wear and tear on not only the parents, but on the students in their mind. Speak from that perspective of how that put wear and tear or maybe mess with your head and how all that was going on. And how did you guys deal with it?
Well, most of us, we would gather together and we'll, go down to City Hall or the Board of Education. We'll sit in hearings or meetings. And then, a few students are chosen, if they want to say something, but we couldn't, say our name, but we gave our speech and our, testimony to, how we feel. Our testimonies mainly came from the heart of how we feel as students, why are they doing this to our school? Why does this have to happen? So basically, it just came from our perspective and our true emotions and speaking out against the injustice of my school that I've known forever and that I love so much is being dismantled, or our community is being dismantled because of an unjust decision being made by CPS. So basically, we just speak how we feel, and then another thing was being a part of because we did make history. I got to finally say my last saying of what I felt about the plan, and it felt good to know that we had a win in this fight that we've been fighting for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
you did.
It felt good to get a win, and a win is what we truly did deserve because the plan should have not been in place in the first place. So.
Oh my God, okay. All right. I was on both sides of the border on that, so I definitely agree with you today. And one of the, I guess, knock on the school was that even though the school was doing very well, and you're in the trenches because you go there and you see the kids, that obviously inner city schools don't do well, and there's always issues and problems and stuff like that, anywhere from truancy, maybe bullying, maybe fights and stuff like that, and people just not getting along. And you being there the whole time, and not saying that those things don't happen, because they happen in all types of schools. But I was told that from, I guess, speaking to your mom and a couple other people, all that stuff wasn't there. It was just a really good, enriching, nurturing place. Mm-hmm. What do you think? I mean, from your opinion, being there, being a student there, how did you think? Was there bullying? Was there kids using drugs? You know, you're in the 8th grade, so I know you guys are wilding out.
It depends on the student, what their choices, what type of choices they make.
Okay.
But I don't say the choices they make have to result on who they are. They could just be following the next person doing something that's not right, and they know it's not right.
Okay.
But that doesn't result what they have to do for the rest of their life. That doesn't like define who they are as a person.
How did you stay above the fray? I'm not
Well-
saying that this was going on, so I'm not trying to put that out there that it was like that, because you obviously been there from day one. You know, from kindergarten.
Well, basically, like, I didn't always like fall into like the type of crowd that just like make poor decisions. I like tried to stay away from that so I can avoid all that chaos. So I won't have to be a part of it, and I just be my own person and my own independent self, like I always have.
And with all that, and then we're going to switch the subject a little bit. With all that, did you help nurture and bring or other children from that school on your side and was like, yeah, let's do this. Let's go and keep our school open. And, you know, we're following you because you're obviously a leader out there and doing some good things. I know big things going to happen once you get to high school. But you as a leader, so you was able to rally a lot of people to say, oh my God, if she's doing that, I can do that too. So you did all that?
Yeah, so basically, like, being an 8th grader, we're mainly like the leaders of
There you
like
go.
the
That's what I'm
building.
talking about.
So
Okay.
we're supposed to lead by example and show the little kids like what is an 8th grader supposed to abide by, and like what are they supposed to do? What is the right thing to do, not the wrong thing? So they won't be picking up that type of habits.
My God, I hope the principal is watching this and should be so proud of you. I know your parents is watching it and probably very proud of you. And I guess all that comes from really good, so we're going to switch subjects. All that came from good training from your parents. And your mom, I heard, is a very big influence on you.
She is.
She is? She's proud of you? She's probably smiling somewhere watching you on TV? Like saying, that's my baby?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So what was something that your mom really said that really like
Like motivated me.
motivated you, stuck with you? Because you know, moms and daughters, they clash after a certain while. I mean, you're not at that age yet. You're probably 2 years away from clashing. But when that happens, what do you say? You could look back and say, you know what? When I was in 5th grade, mom told me to read books and write or whatever, and I now really trust her or believe in what she was saying, helped guide me to be the top of my class in 8th grade and on my way to a good high school, then a good college, and then the next Ralph Lauren or whoever designer that you look up to.
Well, my mom has always been an inspiration to me. She always like mentions like, do you remember what I tell you? Am I always right about what I say? And I have to say yes, because every situation I've probably endured or like came across, she's always been right about that situation. Like, I told you this was gonna happen. Like,
That's great. Listen, I'm gonna look at the TV. Mom, can you come talk to my kids? Because they don't believe in nothing I say. Maybe you can help me raise my girls. I appreciate that. Okay. Well, let me go here to a little quick thing to let people know, like, where can we see all these guys and what they're doing? And just to let you guys know, I know my paper is crooked, but anyway, on Twitter, follow us at GBC Coalition. And you can find out a lot more and see some excerpts from this wonderful thing after the show, especially about my great guests here. And now, let's switch it up a little bit, 'cause something that I do at Illinois Tech, where I work and do some work at, is entrepreneurship. And I was told that that's something that you like get so giddy and excited about that I might have to give you some more room, because all that giddiness is going to come out. And what I got here, you participated in 2 girl entrepreneur summits. I put on entrepreneur summits. We probably need to partner together. Yes. I'm the entrepreneur in residence. I don't like bragging about myself. I'm the entrepreneur in residence at Illinois Tech, and so I help the students, the faculty, and staff take their business and their thoughts and their ideals and draw it out. And I consult down at 1871, which, as you know, the #1 incubator in the country. I know you knew that. I can see it in your eyes, like, ooh, I do that. So you're getting excited about coming and working with me. I see that. Talk about entrepreneurship. Who put that little nugget in your brain and you just ran with it? Because it looked like positive things go in your head and you just run with it. So go ahead and talk about that.
well, when I was little, I first designed my very own dancewear design, and I was like all into like drawing and sketching. So I would just draw anything or sketch anything. But my main focus was like on clothes, like my type of clothes that I will probably wear in the future or make. So that actually began with me drawing a design, and my mom actually entered me into like a design contest. The designer, whoever had the best design, one of the best designs was chosen. Their outfit was actually made from the sketch.
Oh my God. Okay.
So it was me and another participant that won. And my design that I actually sketched out, it was actually made by Angela King Design, and I still have that piece of me from when I was little at the time, and it still stuck with me. So,
Now, how old were you? Because you say when you were little. To me,
I
you're probably
was-
still little. I think you what?
well, I danced when I was 5, but I
Oh my
designed
God,
when
5?
I
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I danced when I was 5, but I just started designing when I was 7 years old.
7. I didn't start designing until I was almost 80. So, good going, girl. I like that. I like that. And no, I'm not 80 to my staff out there. Okay. Oh, and just let everybody know, it is called K-Fab Fashion. And I know you have an Instagram, and it's K-Fab Fashion with an S. So all you guys need to go and check out what you got going on. And I know you guys are probably saying, William, you talk too fast, I couldn't get that. But if you go to GBC Facebook page, you'll find out more information about K-Fab Fashion and all the great stuff that this young lady is doing. And you're going to be creating an
Yeah.
outfit for me.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, that's what I'm talking about. Let's see, what else can we talk about? This is so much about you. So you write? So you have like a magazine, or you're starting your own magazine?
Yeah, with all the clothes that I've designed so far, but I'm working towards like infants, toddlers, and then trying to grow my fashion line into boys, men's, plus sizes, adults.
Okay, I like the dogs and the plus, because you saw it was plus size. That's probably why you said plus size, because of me. I really don't appreciate that, but I'll talk to you about that once we get off the air. So, you writing. I mean, that's something that youth today do not do. Adults, they don't write. So, do you like blog? Do you have like a journal? Is something your mom, your teacher, I'm trying to pull it all back to your education stuff, that made you like, you kept a little journal, or do you write, or you...
Well, my sketches really inspired me to do that.
Okay.
So whatever I sketch, I kind of put my own flavor into my own outfits. Like, what would I wear that I know my age group will wear, or what do I know older people will wear?
Okay.
Not calling nobody else. I'm just saying,
I know you call me up plus size. Now you kind of call me. Oh,
No, because people be asking me like to make plus size clothes. So.
Okay. All right. So let's keep down that road, because you're just a great example, and I just want the youth out there to see that you. I mean, so the clothes that you make, are you out there wearing the clothes that are too revealing, or clothes that are not age appropriate, or whatever
No,
those people call, or they just really nice clothing to represent a person, and not so much the stuff that a lot of people wear that maybe takes away from the individual, but is now I'm looking at the clothing on the person.
Yeah, kind of like what you said. It's like, it's not revealing. It's like age appropriate. I don't like that too much exposing of somebody. I just like seeing them with the clothes on, having them feel confident in themselves and what they have on, and like the style and how they feel with wearing my clothes.
Okay, good. So let's get down to some really deep subjects here. How do you feel about, do you use drugs?
No.
Do you drink?
No.
Didn't I see you smoke a cigarette the other day?
No.
Oh, that wasn't you? Okay. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about your age group doing stuff like that? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Are you totally against it? Do you say, you see somebody doing that, maybe one of your classmates, be like, no, take that, stop that?
Well, yes, I do feel like that sometimes with...
Sometimes? So sometimes you feel like you have to do that? Oh, see,
No. Sometimes I feel like my classmates make the wrong decisions and what they're doing. I don't think they think clearly what they're doing. They just probably follow other people.
Okay. But you're totally against it. You like
Yes.
tell them don't do that. You like,
Well, they might not listen to me.
but they do, because you got that voice that when you speak, people listen, right? Caller, what you got to say about my wonderful guest today? Is my caller here? Caller? Hello? Did I lose the caller? I lost the caller? Okay. Call back. We're here. We want to hear what the people out there have to say. While we're waiting on that, what else? We have about 5 minutes left before the show is over. That's how fast it goes because it was just so much fun. Look at you. You're almost relaxed now. So if I had to give you a minute to kind of get your message out there overall, your brand, I guess you now use this word called branding or something. You're branding, is it K-Fab Fashion? Mm-hmm. That's your brand? That's you?
Yes.
Okay. What's the motto? Okay, Carl, I got you. 1 second. What's that motto? What are you saying? What is it?
Like
Not what it is. I know what it is. It's fashion. But when I see K-Fab, I'm seeing what? I'm seeing a
raise your bar type girl.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Raise your bar type girl. You guys got that? Raise your bar type girl. Is my caller there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, caller, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. You have a question for my guest? You have a question for me?
I have a question for your guest.
Okay, go.
What is the best thing about your brand?
The best thing about my brand is that I get to be myself and I get to actually put my own style into what I try to bring out to everybody, like youth, adults, like try to bring out of them. It's inspiring to them. Like to what I said, raise your bar. It helps them have self-confidence and build their self-esteem. So that's why I love that.
Raise your bar, have self-confidence and self-esteem. And that's...
I think that's...
Go ahead, caller.
I think that's incredible. I truly appreciate what you're doing, and I know that you're going to do great things in the future. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, caller.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Bye. Okay, we do have a few more minutes if anybody else want to call in. And the people in the background are waving at me and doing all this type of weird stuff. Okay, but let's take a minute and really talk about raise your bar. That's your branding. That's your thing. Self-esteem. How do you feel self-esteem is having? You're an 8th grader. You have a lot of influence out there. Media, the girls and the boys in your class, social media. How's all that affecting or your self-esteem, or not your self-esteem, or your self-esteem, but self-esteem of young ladies your age group? Because you're kind of like a tween, I guess is what they call you. Are you a tween or you a teen?
Yes, tween.
Okay, you tweens. How's all that having an effect on you?
Self-esteem, well, I kind of relate to some people because at first I wasn't like confident in myself. Like some things I didn't really feel confident about with myself, and that kind of relates to other girls probably in my class as well. Some of them may not want to admit that they have low self-esteem, but some of them just probably don't want to discuss it because it probably makes them more or less of themselves. It makes them have less confidence in themselves.
Okay.
So me and my brand relating to a person or more people kind of like brings up their self-confidence and knowing like I came out like doing this, why can't the other person do the same and like have confidence in what they do?
Exactly. Okay. I like that. I like that. You're going to help my self-esteem go up. As long as you don't call me plus size. No more.
I didn't call you plus size.
Caller. I have another caller. Hello. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes. Good afternoon.
Hi. I was just wondering if Kayla caters to the plus size women.
Yes.
Plus size young girl.
Yes, she does. She was just saying that. So I'm not going to talk for her. I'm going to let her talk. But we only got 1 minute to go. Right quick. Clothing for plus size young ladies.
Well, I can design anything because, well, it depends like on like what style I'm going for and like how it fits that person, basically.
But it'll still complement
Yeah.
0 to 22. I don't know what the plus size range, so I'm not trying to throw the wrong size out there, but you can do that. Mm-hmm. And when she's making her fashion line and all that type of good stuff, she's making sure that all her clothes is for any young lady or any tween, which is the area that she's going for. Again, she is K-Fab Fashion. You can check her out on Instagram and get up on what she's doing. And you can also go to Grand Boulevard Coalition and check out her on our Facebook page. I am up against the clock. I just want to say, everybody, thank you, and I will see you guys next week.